of customer service for us. We're always looking to be on that next level. What can we do to help these patients that have this barrier to get into treatment? Because we're not going to let, a barrier stand in the way of patient accessing treatment that they need. So, a lot of the BD reps downstate will help transport patients as well if there's no transportation, especially with COVID right now. Things are weird. So they will help transport patients. If there's a barrier that's in the way, we're going to try and overcome that barrier to get the patient to where they need to be. It's important for us to be on the next level of customer service and do whatever we can to help them out.
So someone who's out there that's like, well, I have to go to work this week and next week. You're familiar with, apparently I'm not, I can't remember the name of it.
The FMLA.
Yeah, there you go, FMLA.
Yeah. So our business department will actually assist whoever is in need in filling out that paperwork.
So that pretty much means don't worry about your job; it's going to be there.
Correct.
When you get out, like there's laws and stuff for that, and for you going to better your life and you going to fix yourself, don't worry about a job. Because eventually you're going to lose that job. And I did it for a while. Well, my whole radio career, I never lost a job because of my drinking, but I almost killed myself. I was in the hospital for a month and I had to go to treatment for 90 days. So it was tough. But yeah, my job was there. I didn't even miss a paycheck. I had so much vacation time and I had so many sick days saved up. It was ridiculous, but it was awesome. And iHeartMedia was a great company for me to work for when I went through that. And they were so supportive, and not all jobs are going to be supportive. Some jobs, they're, well, you're our best guy. We need you. What are you doing? And don't worry about that. What you need is a safe place for treatment. And that's why you have insurance, and your insurance will cover that. Now, let's just say that the insurance is going to cover 80% of it. Do I have to have that 20% the day of? Like, how does that work?
So typically what happens, we try to be as transparent about insurances and upfront costs as we possibly can, because we know that's something that causes patients anxiety. And typically, I can't speak verbatim because the admissions department takes care of pretty much all of that. But typically, what they do require is just the remaining of the deductible to be paid before you are admitted to treatment. And then the rest of it can be figured out with the business development or the business team, the business management team, after you detox, and they'll set up a payment plan for you.
And
so
I was just going to say, like, if I'm not sure how much the deductible is, or maybe depending on how long you're going to stay, who knows, but there are churches, there are people that will help with the deductible. If you're like, man, I just drank my last my last $400, I just wasted it at the bar or wherever, and I really don't have money for the deductible. Talk to your family, talk to your wife, talk to whoever, because you're gonna die if you don't get help. If you're out.
And the thing too is that you have to remember that all of this is a case by case situation. Every patient's going to have a different story or a different circumstance that they're involved in, and we take those things into consideration. So if you're looking at a $3,500 deductible that nothing's been met, then we take that into consideration and we'll get it approved, and we'll talk. Like I'm telling you, if there's a barrier that we need to overcome, we're going to exhaust all measures in order to make that barrier go away. That's what makes us completely different than everybody else, is our level of customer service that we offer. We try to make it obtainable for anybody and everyone that really wants treatment.
Yeah, because if a guy calls or a woman calls and they're like, I OD'd last night and my friend had to hit me with 3 cans of Narcan and I don't want to do this anymore. I need help. And, she has insurance and calls you guys and says, this is what's happening, I need help, I don't want to use again, and I'm going to die, and I have kids or whatever, and to say, well, because you don't have the deductible, you might want to call someone else. I don't see you guys doing that at all, and I think that's what you kind of mean by case by case. And
yep, like I said, there's a lot of things that go into play with it when you're talking to the admission center, and then there's way to get around some barriers, talking to other people at the facility, and so that's why it's so important to me to have people contact me directly on my cell phone, because then I'm involved in it. I can watch the emails that are coming through on this patient, and if something flags me, then I'm like, oh, no, wait, that's not right. Like, we need to take this to a higher situation. Then that allows me to be involved in it instead of just going through the admissions department and be like, yeah, absolutely not. Like, this isn't going to work. This way I have my hand in the pot, and I can help direct things if I don't think it's, right. And that's what brings us to the next level of customer service.
Nice. And do you want to give your phone number out on the podcast, Courtney?
Sure. My cell phone number is 317-847-1388. Cool. And you can call or text.
Nice. You should change that to 217. Just saying.
Trust me, I tried to get it changed to like a Northern Michigan number so people didn't think I was weird, but that was too complicated.
Well, you're stuck with it, I guess, now.
Yeah.
So you guys will take people to treatment. You'll get them there. You'll help them get in. You'll help them fill out FMLA papers. So the excuse would be as if somebody just doesn't want to quit, I guess. I mean, you're going to help them. Or, if maybe they don't have, it's private insurance, right?
Correct. It's private insurance. So pretty much it's everything but Medicaid and Medicare that we don't accept.
Okay.
But you have to keep in mind, too, that we have resources to send patients for that specific insurance. So if you have Medicare, I have a place that I refer all of my Medicare patients to. If you have Medicaid, well, I think that if pretty much, isn't it, if everybody's got Medicaid, they're contacting NMRE or their CMHs to find a place to go?
Yeah, or SWIMBA, or yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, pretty much from that standpoint, they're being directed by somebody too. So
now, when did Skywood Recovery open? You guys haven't been open that long.
So Skywood opened in 2016. We are an old golf course that we turned into a treatment facility. So we sit on 300 acres. I encourage everybody to go to skywood.com and check it out. It's a beautiful facility. It's serene. It's, imagine a golf course. When you pull into a golf course and you have trees and open land and rolling hills, this is what it is. And, the buildings are not all connected, so we kept a lot of the buildings, and they're separated, so meaning that you have to walk from your rooms of where the detox and the residential and the nurses station is to the great room where they would hold banquets or weddings. That's now where we have group meetings, and the dining room is in there. So you have to walk those paths, but we kept the walking trails around the golf course. There's a hole to golf at. There's a bonfire pit, because we want patients to learn how to do things in a sober form. So, they'll do bonfires, they'll do activities. Skywood works off of a merit program. So the more you get up into your merits, the more things that you get to do. We offer equine therapy, yoga therapy. There's smart recovery. There's Wellbriety for the tribes. So there's a lot of different options and a lot of different activities and groups and things for patients to do that's different.
And that's skywoodrecovery.com, the website.
Skywoodrecovery.com.
Check it out. And, of course, you invited Chris and I to tour it. And that was a fun day for us, and I just want to set up something that you guys have never done before, and I want to set up a rehab reunion where me and about 10 of my closest rehab buddies from past rehabs that I went to could all just come and stay a month, and it's like a little vacation.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm sure we can. Well, I think you just want to come on vacation.
Yeah, and hang out with my old rehab buddies and have the same kind of fun that we did. We want to go to groups and we want to participate, and we would be like, well, some of us wouldn't be hidden, but we'd be like undercover recovery people. I don't know if that's going to work, but we just want to hang out for a month and have fun.
Well, I mean, there's multiple people that have seen the facility and say, "Can I just come down here on vacation? Mm-hmm. This looks so beautiful and so nice." Let's talk about the food here for a second, because that's always a huge part. How great was that food, Corey?
The sandwiches were delicious.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Yeah, and some people were like, "Oh no, they're just sandwiches." No, the bread was good. I mean, it wasn't just like, "Oh, here's some hillbilly bread and piece of cheese." No, they were good sandwiches. I believe the salad was delicious as well. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to come back on like steak night or something. But no, kind of on a serious note, do you guys ever have speakers come in there? I mean, with COVID, it's a little bit difficult, but if you tested them properly, maybe.
Yeah, so right now, actually, we're not allowing any visitors into the site, just like any other place right now, hospital or treatment facility.
So
they're not taking the chances on it right now. So until after this whole thing blows over, unfortunately, we can't even take people on tours right now. So,
but if I was a patient undercover,
I
could just jump up one day and be like, "Let me tell you."
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, we're trying to, we're working things out right now, trying to figure out what the best way is to go about different things by allowing, because one of the big things that we offer is family therapy and letting the families come in on the weekends and see the patients, because it's important for the family members to, connect, and, it's part of their therapy as well. So that's what we're working on right now, is trying to find this happy medium of allowing visitors on campus.
And do you help the families, like, by telling them, "Hey, look, we understand, like, you've been put through hell too. You might want to go look at this group or this group, the fan, they're in town, they meet on these days. You might want to just kind of go by and, you don't have to do this alone either." Do you kind of help them out with that kind of thing, or?
So, personally, from my backstory, the family members are very near and dear to me because of my history and having been an ex-spouse of somebody that was an addict as well. And so the family members are really important to me. And I typically, last week I was just talking to a dad, and I was like, now that he's in treatment, you really need to make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure that you're getting the help that you need, because a lot of times, even when I was going through it, after it was all said and done, it was like, okay, my job's done. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. I got him into treatment, and so now everything's going to be fine and everything's going to go back to normal. Well, that's not the case. There's still things to this day that I deal with, and it's been almost 5 years now, and there's PTSD and trauma and flashbacks and things that I still deal with, let alone, not to mention, things that my children deal with on top of it that, require professional help. And so, yeah, I will give them resources, make sure that they know that they need to seek a therapist and have their self-care and have their boundaries, and don't expect the person to come back and be perfect, because that's not the way that it's going to be. FAN recently just launched a new program too. It's